Oh my God, where are you at, Scott? Where are you?
I can't see you.
We're already getting comments. Get on here.
It's back to normal decor in the Havens household. How are you doing?
Poor Julie. I can only imagine what else you do with that decor. Oh, you got your Super Bowl shirt? We should have had a Super Bowl show.
Oh, it's okay, Aaron. You do a wonderful job. We celebrate small business. You're doing a wonderful job, and all of your clients and highlighting interesting things going on in our community and in the past for Black History Month. So I've been following your LinkedIn like crazy.
Yes, go look at ours. We're going to highlight a different Black leader in the city every single day this month that are making their own history. So we're pretty excited about it. So I know who we're highlighting. So it was really fun to put that list together. You know what? I want to talk about this really quick because you got yourself a little involved in something that I got involved in with one of our past guests. So Mitch Case, he did a TikTok Chiefs video challenge and challenged me yesterday on LinkedIn. And you know, I don't back down to a challenge. So I challenged you on LinkedIn, and I'm just wondering, I uploaded the video. I was going to show what my family did. So Mitch did a dance for the Chiefs, him and his wife and his baby. Right?
Oh yeah.
Are you there? Are you being quiet? So
I don't want to do the video.
Well, yeah, I challenged you. So I'm going to play what me and my family did, and then you're going to start thinking what you and Julie, what you're going to rub Julie into. All right, get ready.
I'm sorry for winning, but winning's what we do. The Kansas City Chiefs will undoubtedly beat you. Tom Brady's footballs are looking pretty flat, but that would never happen with our boy Pat. We are so excited to face the Buccaneers. Kansas City will be filled with the fans. Cheers! Go Chiefs!
So how are you going to do better than that?
I just am so blown away by Devin, just so artistic. He's done the intro to the theme. So the first thing I thought of was like, man, what a great guy. You know, so that was like my first reaction. And then I was like, okay, the lyrics are on the computer and they're reading it.
Well, so he's the only one with rhythm, obviously, but so we're waiting for you. So I just thought I'd ask you, so video by the end of the week?
Yeah, I'll do my best on that one. But let's talk about the comments section.
Let's get over here. We need to know who you are. And if you want Scott to make a video and have it out on LinkedIn by the end of the week, let us know. Let us know if you're watching from LinkedIn, from Facebook, and what city you're watching from. And if you're rooting for the Chiefs, or if you were a Buccaneers fan, I dare you to say it over here. So let's say Philip actually today said, look, he said a Super Bowl victory show next time. And he said he is here. Miss Tracy says she loves the videos and they're waiting for your videos. So I feel like you're good at peer pressure. So I'm going to keep doing that. So where you
like chugging beers, but not like the artistic side of it.
You just got to say, it's just got to be a Chiefs one. I think that's Mitch's rules.
So as we jump into our guests, we always want to thank Sean and Felicia, Bank of Blue Valley. Also, they're a huge national player. They don't just hire under the Bank of Blue Valley brand. So we have a lot of listeners that watch all throughout the country. So if you are looking at different opportunities, shoot us a message. We'll connect you directly. And also let us know if you need help with your PPP loans. So a lot of the work that Bank of Blue Valley is doing is not necessarily a lot of your bread and butter businesses, but a lot of small retail businesses, a lot of mom and pops, a lot of local companies. So just let us know and we'll connect you as well. Incredibly accessible, incredibly down to earth. and incredibly touching all parts of the city. So very thankful to Bank of Blue Valley and everything they do for this show.
And they are sponsoring Mentoring Monday by the Business Journal. So
oh my gosh, that's
you need to go sign up for Mentoring Monday, which is big. I'll put the link over here in the comments as we get into the show, but make sure you sign up for Mentoring Monday. They are huge proponents of helping accelerate women and women-owned businesses. So really excited. They have a women CEO, Wendy. She's going to come by the show today. So
oh my gosh, and she wears something different every time.
Every single time. It's crazy, right? All right. Let's get our panel up here. I'm pretty excited. Are you?
Little Zen instrumental, so we don't violate any rules with our Facebook audience, since we do get a couple thousand people that watch this show. Aaron got in trouble for playing music with lyrics, so we don't get banned, and we get to highlight the businesses. Here we go.
All right. Well, let's do ladies first. It looks like our camera's working, so I'm very excited. My very own personal makeup artist. She is the best in town, Miss Andrea Vargas.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, next we have Miss Debra Roark.
Hey.
And then he was first here. He was right on time and very prompt, and I really appreciate that. Mr. Benjamin Hodson. Did I say it right? No, and he brought his own drink.
Mm-hmm.
And last but definitely not least, our buddy, Emerson Hodes.
What's going on?
Hi, guys. Welcome. Well, we are so excited that you guys are here, and we were telling the panel in the like beforehand. Scott and I were so chill today. We're like, it's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It'll be all good. We're having some tech stuff, but we kind of got this show down, and we were so excited about this panel. We know you guys you're gonna be entertaining. So let's just jump right in. How about that, Scott?
Ooh, I like it.
All right, Andrea, tell us who you are and what you do in Kansas City. And she might be having some technical.
And just when we were off to the start.
Here we are. We're going to come back to you. All right, Debra, tell us who you are and what you do in Kansas City.
My name is Debra Roark, and I'm owner of Spirit Life Apparel and Screenprinting. Therefore, I make a lot of T-shirts, custom designs, and embroidery.
Look at that shirt behind her. And leopard print.
Yeah.
Debra, we got to ask the question. I mean, this has to be incredibly busy time right now. What's the highlight for you? I'm sure you're not happy because you're tired, but what's going good in your world, and what are people buying?
Everything Chiefs, everything red, everything just Chiefs. That's all. Running back. So.
And then how do people? Obviously, we know how to find you on LinkedIn. But if I'm driving around today or tomorrow, if I'm online and I'm struggling to get apparel, how do I find your information?
Google me. Spirit Life Apparel. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn. So, but you can Google my business and it will bring you here.
And then last question, or Aaron, do you want to? I was going to ask how the business started.
Oh, how it started? I'm a T-shirt head, and so I always wanted to have my own business. So therefore, I had went to an event and I seen this young lady. She was having so much fun, and I bought up a whole bunch of stuff. It's supposed to be for the kids, but it ended up being for me. So I asked her how you do it. And she told me how. She showed me some things, and that was 10 years ago. And so I've been doing this. This year will be 11. So I'm really excited. It has blossomed.
So pre-COVID, we would call Debra all the time because one of the things she does, which is really cool, is like, a lot of times people make a lot of apparel up front for an event. Like for a nonprofit event, she'll actually show up with designs in a bunch of different shirts, and you can choose your design and shirt, and she prints it right there in person. And so we did that for a lot of the boards I sat on. And now she's become my go-to. Like if I find out it's your birthday today, Scott, I call Debra. She probably doesn't want me to say she does the last minute for me, but let's say it's a couple times. I'm like, no, go ahead. Shirt. She always comes through for me. I've got like quite a few gifts there already. She makes all custom too.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. So, well, welcome to the show, Debra. I'm super excited. I was like, you can come on the show. Last time I got a shirt. And she said yes. I'm super excited. Benjamin, who are you and how do you get to Kansas City?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here this afternoon. I will be completely honest with you that I would rather be behind the scenes, strategizing, equipping, and empowering. You guys kind of have me out of my comfort zone this afternoon. I'd rather be helping other people be the front people, but that's all right. I'm Regional Director of Operations for Hub International. We're the world's largest independent insurance broker, and most of my day is spent babysitting salespeople like Scott and other guys on our team.
Who's your favorite person to work with?
Not me. He has lots of favorites.
That's a tough question that I'm going to pass on.
And then, Benjamin, you are from outside of Jeff City, Missouri, and you have a unique background where you have really done everything from HR, operations, hiring, firing, sales. And so how did you kind of get to where you are today?
Yeah, so I'm a small town farm boy. Grew up in rural Missouri. The town that I graduated from had 611 people. And I'm married, have a wonderful, better part of me wife, Jackie. Been married for 18 years, have 3 biological kids and then 1 foster kid. And we've been, ever since we moved to Kansas City about 8 years ago, we've been fostering. And you might think it's tough, but it really isn't. If you have a nice rhythm for your family, then most of the kids that you're able to bring into your home and help, they just fit right into the rhythm. And I went to college to be a basketball teacher and or basketball coach and a math teacher. And then that sent me on a journey of just all kinds of experiences, kind of leading to this weird call I got a little over 8 years ago. Got a call from Marco Ungashik, and he said, "Hey, this is Marco. We competed against you on a project." And he said, "We won and you lost." And I was kind of thinking, what in the world is going on? Who would even make this phone call? But he said, "Hey, have you ever thought about coming to Kansas City?" And it was extremely ironic and providential because just a couple months earlier, our middle son, Brecken, has Down syndrome and had open heart surgery at Children's Mercy Hospital. Shout out to Children's Mercy. Just a couple months earlier. And as we left the hospital, my wife and I were saying, man, we need to move to Kansas City. So got this call from Marco. You know, he didn't know me from anybody else, but we chatted a little more. Came up to Kansas City, shortly joined Hub International, which was formerly Truss, and then started working in sales operations. Again, herding cats, trying to keep our frontline people able to go, and that led to promotion to local director of operations, and then here recently regional director of operations.
Then last question, how old are you?
Hey, I'm a transparent, authentic guy. This is my 40th year of life, and I'm loving it.
Absolutely. The reason why I say that is I feel so bad for Benjamin. So we have over 103 employees in our Kansas City office, and he's responsible for everyone. So he's the sometimes has to be the adult in the room to tell everyone no. And so we're very thankful, and I just always find it hilarious how young he is and big a responsibility he's taking.
You better say young. You better call that young is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sir. Well, thank you for coming on. You know what? Today I had to get on the Kansas website for something, and they have an abundance, ton of kids in foster care right now. I went down the whole thing. So thank you so much for doing that. If we weren't already living on top of each other, that is so impressive. So, all right, Emerson, who are you? What do you do? How do you get to Kansas City? Who don't you know?
My name's Emerson Hodes. I work for Chief of Staff Kansas City. We're a local recruiting firm based in Brookside. We're a small business here in town. We work with small, medium-sized businesses, helping them find the talent they need to operate and grow. I focus on operations, sales, and HR recruiting, but our other teams do accounting, finance, as well as admin and marketing. Outside of that, pretty avid networker. Take after the man above me right now, Mr. Havens. Been a big mentor to me throughout my career. Kind of spun off what he started with Top Gun and started a 90s babies networking group called the Loop KC, up to 115 members, 107 different companies represented across the metro. So we're doing some pretty cool stuff, and actually have some really big announcements to make coming up here towards the end of the quarter with that. And Aaron, I know you said you wanted to do a Super Bowl episode. Well, I'm your guy, man. Any questions you have, let me know. I actually just had a very special guest for my podcast. It's a business-focused cheese podcast called Talkin' Chop, and that airs tomorrow, actually, a little bit earlier this week. And we got a really cool guest, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, when do we get to find out the guest?
Tomorrow morning. Well, I'll announce it here. I'll give you guys the plug. It's Mayor Quentin Lucas, so we're really excited.
Oh, wow.
Huge Chiefs fan. So it was really fun to talk to him about his background, his goals with Kansas City, but then also, you know, his takes on the game. I think he's pretty confident, just like me. So.
And Grant Gooding would like you to call the score on Sunday?
Hey, 31-24, Grant. Taking it home. Covering the spread. Hit the under, though.
I feel like Grant was just on a publication. I was looking at LinkedIn. I don't know what it was. I wasn't able to click on it. Emerson, I would usually have a follow-up question, but you literally nailed every aspect because you're a pro. And I was gonna talk to you about your show, but you literally knocked everything out. I have a question for Aaron. During the pandemic, whose video equipment did I was going to say Q, now I said Quentin. Did Q use for his video equipment?
My companies.
There you go.
Yeah, I always say, regardless of your political affiliation, Q is a young dude, and we should all be rooting for him. And he is so cool to always be doing cool shows like this. So if you're not a Quentin Lucas fan, you should be.
Mm-hmm.
So Grant also says "Atta baby," whatever. There's so much sports talk
Thanks,
going
Grant.
on right now. So much sports talk. Emerson, you just let me know when you want me on the sports podcast because I'm practically a sports reporter at this point.
All right.
Aaron books a lot of athletes,
season,
but
hey,
she struggles on which sport we talk about.
Oh, there was an athlete on my LinkedIn thing the other day. Did you see that? And he said he was rooting for the Chiefs because he played here for like 6 years and then was in the NFL for a long time. And I was like, oh, I thought he just had a business. And then everyone's like, Aaron, yeah, he was like a big deal back in the day. So I got more to bring on is all I'm saying. So you just let me know, Emerson, okay?
For all I know, it was Tony Gonzalez. I mean, you blow me away.
Yeah, I do know that one. Because he's really hot. Okay, Miss Andrea Vargas, there you are. I'm so excited. Hopefully it's going to work. Who are you and how do you get to Kansas City?
Hi, well, my name is Andrea Vargas. I actually am originally from California. I've been here, I want to say I'm turning 15 years now here in Kansas City. So I would say I was kind of raised in Kansas City here. So yeah.
And what do you do?
So right now, I'm sorry, I know my Wi-Fi is kind of iffy right now, but I am a commercial modeling on the side as well. But my forte is makeup artistry and hair. So that is what I love to do.
It's cutting out a little, so I'm going to jump in. Essentially, she's the best makeup artist in town. She's amazing. And then she also has a hair salon over in Kansas City, Kansas. And so we actually waitressed together way back in the day at T.O. Cali. And her makeup always was on fire. And then she eventually spun into that. And then I eventually started calling her for every event I went to.
That's so cool. I mean, Aaron, so I waited a lot of tables. It was my first job out of college. And there's a huge camaraderie you build with people that you work with. So kind of talk about your friendship with each other. And I mean, that's special because you can trust each other to work hard. And You can trust each other, have each other's backs.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always been like that with Aaron and I.
Yeah, I think it's cutting out a little. And another thing is Andrea is completely bilingual, so I believe that English is her second
Ever
language.
since I met her, I mean, we just clicked off the back, and I just remember her.
Oh, I wish her Wi-Fi worked better. Okay, Andrea, we're going to jump into the next round of questions.
Well, thank God. Yeah, you guys got to waitress with each other. And so, like, you can totally, because you're buddies, it's not that big of a deal. Now I'd be peeing my pants if this was Quentin Lucas, you know? So, Andrea, you're going to have to come back on the show in a good way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I want to say hi to some people before our next question because we got all sorts of people over here. Great crew today, Matt says. Claudia says hello or hola. And then Janae says hi. Matt, again, wanted to give a shout out to the Loop. So you're networking Gen Z group. And, you know, one of the things I love about Gen Z is, Emerson, you have been very, very intentional on making sure that it's very diverse. And I appreciate watching that. Isaac Collins says, hello, all. And then, Andrea, if you want to mark in the comments and I can read it if your phone's cutting out, she would like to know the name of your salon over in Kansas City, Kansas. And I don't actually know that because Andrea also does house calls. So she usually comes here, which is wonderful. So, all right. Well, let's talk about, we thought we would be done with this question a year ago because we're almost at a year on the show, but we are not. So let's talk about, because this pandemic is refusing to let up. We like to talk about the positives. So Debra, tell us what your big win during this past year has been.
My big win has been that business has been booming for me. It actually has grown. People are stepping out of the box and trying new things, becoming entrepreneurs, and they needed to have some kind of promotional material or wearing their branding, you know. So it's been really growing for me. You know, I stepped out and I started doing other events. Plus, I mean, COVID related, we had to wear masks and all those precautions. But I've been doing like print and sips where like a paint and sip, but instead you'd be making a shirt, BYOB, music, daiquiris. I collaborated with the daiquiri shop. So they come in and they do the music. I have a DJ and everybody just have a good time. So that's been
Whoa, you got it. That is a brilliant idea. So you
don't tell
literally
everybody, just bring everybody.
you make the shirts on site.
Yeah. I show you how to make your own shirt. So you actually be making your own shirt at the event.
And she did another really cool thing. She was able to get space because she had a smaller space. When big commercial companies started going out, she went to one of the big mattresses that closed down to their landlords and said, I'll take your space and give you a little bit of money or it'll sit here empty. So she's got a place down she's been using down off Johnson Drive that would otherwise be sitting there empty that she got for a tenth of the cost because she negotiated with them. So,
Debra, that is crazy. So literally, I mean, because the price is irrelevant when you're doing a, you called it a sip and what?
Print and sip.
Print and sip. That is brilliant. Are you the only one in the country that has thought of that, or have you seen that online anywhere else?
I had Googled it to see if anybody else was doing it because I wanted to see how they did it. You know, I only seen one person do it. And I don't know how well she's doing, but I just seen the name. I didn't actually see her doing it though.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any attorneys in the comments section. I don't know if you can patent that, but I mean, what a brilliant idea! Because price is irrelevant. You're there for the experience.
Right.
I mean, it is just brilliant, and it's like you Google it because you're like, this has to exist.
Right. It really does. I think from what I've heard, I've been the only one that's actually doing it. And I want to say it's almost like a tester for the whole month of October. I did it. And we had it worked out really nice, really nice. I did it for the adults. I did it for the kids. Just it was nice, real nice.
It's a great way to have a small birthday party right now. Or bachelorette party or bachelor party, Scott.
A corporate event, a coffee, a
Team
lunch,
building.
a happy hour. And so what, I guess what do you charge for the print and sip for the shirt that everyone buys?
$25 per person.
Increase that price for corporate events.
Yeah, Scott's gonna get your business model all worked out for you.
Okay.
Just stay tuned. Well, yeah, she's done an amazing job. Over here, Janae says pivoting during the pandemic. And actually, Debra's not saying this, but Debra's been with one of the big car manufacturers, and she's about to hit her retirement.
Yes.
Well, in less than a year, right?
Yes.
So she's been growing this wall. She's been working full time for 25 years. Is that right?
Almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years when I leave.
Wow.
She's been doing some amazing stuff. So pivoting over into her passion, which I love to see. So, all right, Benjamin, how about you? What's been a big win during all of this?
Yeah, if I was a sales guy like Scott, then I would come with some numbers about how we've just destroyed our revenue projections, and we've increased our sales, and how one of our producers closed the largest account for Mid-America that's ever occurred. But I'm not a sales guy. I'm an ops guy. And so I think the biggest thing for us, one, is how we've helped our clients navigate COVID. They relied on us so much for information and guidance on how to navigate this themselves. And we were just really on point, and we were able to help small businesses, mid-sized businesses, large businesses really navigate this pandemic with all their things. But even more important than that, I think, is how we empowered our associates to completely transform their mindset towards work. COVID forced us to create an infrastructure that now, for the rest of the future, will give our associates a ton more flexibility. We created the ways that they could be efficient and work from home, and the metrics that allow us to monitor progress and just kind of validate the work from home concept that, hey, we're still getting great productivity out of our team members, and giving them the freedom, giving them time back in their day. And so really, I think that was our biggest win during this, is just creating that sustainable infrastructure as we move forward.
I have a question. Is Scott your only producer that consistently works out of his bathroom?
I do believe so, yes. A couple other people have tried. They've failed miserably. So Scott is the only one that works out of his bathroom.
He often comes on the show out of his bathroom.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's just like,
you think it's funny, but if I need to change clothes, right there. I need a drink of water, I reach over to the sink. Got to go number 2, put the mute button on. It's one of those things where, I think I'm laughing, and I've interviewed both mayors from the bathroom. So, I feel like I'm doing something. Quick question, Benjamin. I think the one thing that's really hard to do, and folks like Debra and Aaron and Emerson that have direct reports and are leaders to people in their company, how do you make people feel heard or noticed? It can be lonely, and I don't think anyone's done a good job. I'm not saying we've done a good job, but how do we learn and get more empathy so people don't feel lonely, and that they're being heard?
Yeah, I think as a manager and as a leader, you have to create a rhythm that's very intentional. And, we encourage our managers with a specific rhythm, but then you have to develop your own, and you have to take your responsibility of leadership very seriously, and understand that that does fall on your shoulders. And while you're in the business a lot, many of us are wearing multiple hats. You have to work on the business, and one of those key components is your people. And so taking time to touch base with them on a weekly basis, that's what we try and do with a face-to-face and screen to screen, however you want to say that. But then also taking longer times where you're really sitting down and letting them communicate with you and share insights so that you know how you can better serve them, support them, and equip and empower them.
Nice.
But really just create that rhythm.
Like it. All right, Emerson, what has been your win during COVID? I mean, I've seen you everywhere, but you tell everyone else.
I would probably say something not really that tangible. I came away with a new appreciation for relationships. With what I do, I'm talking to someone new every day. I talk to, 10, 20 new people, recruiting them every day, talking to new clients and learning about their company culture, their operations, how their business works, all of that. But then also with the networking piece with the loop, like, I'm meeting and probably meeting someone new almost every day, whether that's a coffee meeting, lunch, or happy hour. And COVID kind of threw a wrench in not only my actual profession, but also my networking as well. And so, I kind of took it for granted at the beginning, but then, when we're all forced to go home and socially distance and all that and work from home, it kind of threw me for a loop there. And it took me like a month to really get my mind right because I feed off the energy of other people. That's who I am as a person. And so it took me a while. I was really frustrated. I was losing control of my emotions pretty quickly. And so, coming out of that, and once I found my routine and rhythm at home, like once I was able to start, networking again, I just came away with a better appreciation for, actually meeting people in person. Aaron was kind enough to give us a leveraging LinkedIn seminar virtually. We did a couple other, like on the Loop side of things, we did a couple other like virtual events, but it's just not the same as getting together in person. And so, as we started to open back up, having those coffees again, having those happy hours has just been, awesome being able to get together in person. It's actually led to a lot of really cool opportunities too. Like, I'm involved with a small group trying to bring an NBA team here to Kansas City and trying to get some investment going for our local esports team as well. Starting a new young entrepreneurial focus group as well. So there's like, some of these more recent relationships I've built, just with that greater appreciation for actually getting to meet people in person has been just really cool. So I would say that's
quick question. Tell us about the e-gaming, the esports. Who are they? And then also, I don't know if you're aware of, and I'm sure you're, the amount of followers they have, just to educate our audience. It's the real deal. And that when smart money like private equity and venture capital firms are emailing me and saying, how do I meet? I'll let you tell who they are. How do I meet them? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And so,
it's crazy.
I'm not a
So
smart guy, but I'm smart enough to know that if they're following it, it's going to be big.
Yeah, they're called the Kansas City Pioneers, and I mean the brand's really been around for all of like a year, but they had a small cap raise and been really making moves in the last like 8 months from that investment, and so they're currently trying to raise money right now to scale their brand and become Kansas City's esports team. There's only a few like geographically focused esports brands, like the Pittsburgh Knights is one that comes to mind, but they're doing some awesome stuff. And what I admire most about them is their commitment to diversity and inclusion and trying to really break down barriers, economic, racial, social, whatever that is, through the use of esports, because there's really not a whole lot of barriers that go into playing video games other than actually buying the equipment. So I really admire those guys' approach. They've got a great team behind them with Mark Josie and Sam and Jeremy and all those guys. So they're doing some big things, and it's just really cool to be able to even contribute at the start of a sports franchise. Like, it's crazy, like 60 seasons of the Chiefs. Like, I'm getting in on the ground, like helping them scrap together, a couple $1 million to get their brand off the ground in year one. So I think, long-term focus, it'll be pretty cool to see what those guys do.
So a lot of times in my industry, people have pivoted over to esports, kind of like the guys here. And I have a couple guys I used to work with back in the day, just when we're talking about how much money's in this, at a smaller agency I was at before I started my business, that actually went over, took their families and are living in the Netherlands, high 6-figure jobs, high 6-figure, close to 7-figure jobs, just running the tech side of esports.
Yeah.
It's insane how much money is in esports.
Yeah, and like Korea, they sell out 100,000 person arenas for championships for these games, and like you ask anyone what their favorite athlete is, it's in a gamer. It's crazy. It's America's really only seen just the beginning of it, so it'll be really cool to see what those guys do. Shout out to the pioneers.
Well, I have a lot of empathy for you because I cannot imagine being in the shutdown in my early 20s. Like, I feel like at 40, like, oh, you're going to tell me I like to go to bed at 9 anyways, right? So, like, in my early 20s, I was like raging. So I have a lot of empathy for anyone in their 20s that made it through, kept their job, kept their sanity. You did much better than I would have.
Yeah, I appreciate
You
it.
too, Scott. I feel like you too. It would have been tough for you in your early 20s.
Oh, I would have cried, but this is the most exciting part of the show.
Well, we've got Miss
Andrea's Wi-Fi going to work.
Right. That's what I said. So, Andrea, what has been your biggest win during COVID?
Oh my God. I really think it's getting to know myself in a, basically being indoors all day, 24/7, I don't think to be honest, I don't think I've ever been at home with my kids 24/7. Like you don't sit there and you realize that your kids go to school for 8 hours and then you meet them afterwards, right? And that sounds like good enough. But now that I've been here 24/7, 7 days a week with them, oh my God, that has triggered so many things in my children and I. But one thing I did learn was patience. That's one thing I have never asked the universe to give me, but it gave it to me this year.
What is the name of your salon? They were asking for the name of your salon.
It's AV Glamour. That is the name of my salon.
AV Glamour. So perfect.
Yes.
Well, we're glad it's working.
I'm located on 69th and Leavenworth Road, like near Legends area.
Perfect. Well, we had some people over here that were looking. So awesome. I'm glad your Wi-Fi is working now. She's so cute. She's I'm trying so hard. So very excited. All right. Well, how about we invite Wendy on to ask her question? And then if you have questions, start asking them now so we can get them up there. We got quite a few comments on here already, but we're going to bring Wendy on. And Debra, as soon as Wendy's done, you go for it and answer a question.
Oh, okay.
How are problems solved at your company?
How are problems solved at your company, Debra?
Oh, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I had to step back for one, and reassess it, and maybe go to something else and come back. It just depends on what the problem is, or throw that shirt over to the side and get a whole nother one and just start all over. So it just depends on what the problem is. But I usually kind of step back and try to refigure it out.
I think one of the things Debra does really well that I saw the other day when I was there, we went and had shirts made for our whole family, is that, and somebody showed up unannounced, was supposed to be later for the shirt. And Debra just said, well, this is not the time to come. This is the time you come, right? Where I think a lot of people try to say, oh, well, hold on. Debra's like, no, this is the time. Like, she's just very transparent and authentic. And I think that that's probably caused you less problems, because when you're talking about customer service, you never want to overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah. I had to learn that, though. That wasn't something. That's part of COVID.
Learning that lesson.
Yeah. Because usually I just, come on.
I feel like we're all going to be like, this is why COVID happened, right?
Right.
This is the lesson. But like, not now. Let's get it done.
Right.
How about you, Benjamin? I imagine with all those people under you got quite a few problems. So
yeah. So being a mathematics major in college, I once did a 10-page proof with advanced calculus, and it's all about solving problems, right? And so I take an analytical, systematic approach to everything I do. I've got a 90-day personal focus life playbook, focus life marriage game plan, focus life parenting game plan. And so I always just try and get right to the root of it and approach it analytically. First, I just try and identify what really is the problem. So many times you don't want to put forth the effort to identify that. And so you just put salve over a wound and you never get to the root of the issue. But you got to investigate. You got to figure out, all right, what's really going on here? The benefit, I don't have an insurance background. And so I'm always apologizing for asking dumb questions in our company of, okay, tell me why do we have to do it this way? Why do we have to do it that way? And it allows me to just take a very elementary approach to things where I say, all right, let's boil it down to the most fundamental issues, and then we discuss them as a leadership team. We have it boiled down, so we really got to isolate it on, all right, this is the problem, collaborate, and then we come up with a solution and try and tackle it.
I like the analytical approach. I'm terrible at that, but I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah, when I was in college, I was thinking about switching majors, and my advisor said, no, stay a math major. People will think you're tough as nails. And no one has ever thought that about me at all. They just think I'm a math nerd. But I'm like, man, I'm glad I did, because that really has created this analytical, systematic approach to my life. So.
Well, that is very true, that when you think of Benjamin, you think of like, man, he is like the greatest friend, nicest guy, the person you want to work with. But I don't think anyone's ever gone, man, that guy, because he's good at math, is tough.
Exactly.
That guy gave me some bad advice.
Yeah.
You are a manly man, but I don't know if that math thing did any help.
No. Hey, but that's how I wanted to be viewed by people, so I stuck with it and got my degree. I didn't switch majors. So.
Well, I'm jealous. I couldn't pass algebra. I took it 3 times. That's why I had to drop out of college. We're all of us big ones are like.
Yeah, I took Math 105 twice. I was like, well, I'll take this class pass fail. There's no way I'm going to get below a C. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going into the final stressing. And then I was like, wow, that was bad.
You know, you'll like this. Oh, Emerson, it's a sports story. Are you ready? I could not pass it, and I was on the rowing team at KU. So they're like, we're going to put you with the tutor. It was me, some football player, and Kirk Heinrich. We all 3 shared a tutor. Those 2 passed, and I still didn't pass. I'm so mad at it. I think they might have had a heads up, but I would never say that. He
spent 16 years in the NBA. He's okay.
He's all right. He passed algebra, and I never did. Emerson, how do you solve problems in your company?
I feel like we're such a family here. Like we have a 10-person company, and 3 of us are actually related, me, my cousin Jesse, and Katie. But everyone else we brought on, we're really like whenever we add someone new, it's like adding a new member to the family, right? And so with how close we all are, we just prioritize being open and honest with each other and communicating clearly. There's never anything behind closed doors. Our leadership team does a good job of relaying what's going on. We bring in everyone's input into decisions. So there's really never too much conflict. But when there is, like, we can scream and yell at each other, but we all love each other, and we all have that communication and trust in each other that at the end of the day, when you voice your opinion, you know that we're all going to come to a good solution. And we just have a very collaborative environment. So there doesn't tend to be too many problems, I will say, which is, we're blessed to have a team that operates that way. But again, we just try to be as open and honest with each other as possible, and we get through any issues that we come across. So
they are like family. I went to happy hour there a couple of weeks ago, and everyone said, I heard you were coming in. I heard you were coming in.
Yeah.
They gave it out. It was a good time. And your new office, you guys built out an office right before COVID. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, we just, we got the office back in probably February, and then had 2 weeks in it before we all had to leave. And we built these nice interview rooms that we're in now that we all had to take our own little offices. I'm not complaining about it. I got the Chiefs one, so I'm a happy camper in here. But, yeah.
Andrea, how do you solve problems in your business?
Well, since it's only me, I guess it's very hard since it's only me. Yeah. Well, honestly, I just really came to understand that if I ever have a problem, I never take things personal. Because really that's when you can't resolve it because you're too into the problem. Usually, if you just take yourself out of it, you become and you realize that it really isn't about you at all. Or maybe sometimes not even about the problem. It could be about something else that person already brought in with them or anything. Most of the time it's always a miscommunication, but I feel like it's always 100% something they already have with them and they just kind of let loose with you. But, it's always love here with me. So then, if you need a hug, I'll give you a hug. If you need some cheering up, if you need some, here, babe, here, wear this lipstick. Go on and go get that job. I'll help you.
Emerson, I feel like Andrea needs to be in the loop. I feel like she'd bring a good time to the loop for you.
Mm.
She's going to turn up.
Mhm.
All right, we've got some comments over here. I don't know what this one means. Who's Trey Kennedy?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. He's like a YouTube Vine, like Instagram. I've actually
Darn.
heard once from a friend. before.
Isaac is our age. Why is he so cool in knowing this?
Isaac's not our age.
Yes, Isaac's, well, okay, he's not. Well, I'm not going to get into how old you are, Aaron.
Isaac's younger than you too, Scott.
Isaac's younger by a
He's
year.
very mature, though, is what I feel.
He just had no baby. Does he have a baby yet? He's a year younger. Or I think we're actually the same age, but does Isaac have a baby yet?
Not yet, but it's getting close. It is getting close. Emerson, do you guys do anything with Casey Collective at the Loop?
Is that Donald Hawkins? Yeah, his thing. Yeah, I've talked to Donald about that a couple times. We haven't done anything collaboratively yet, but that's on the horizon, I'm sure. So.
All
We've
right,
done happy hours together.
We have, actually. Yeah, he tags me in a lot of those posts that he's in. Obviously, it's really hard to get anyone together at the moment, but whenever we can, we'll start it up again.
Donald's company was just named one of the 10 of the Business Journal to watch. 10 rising companies to watch. And speaking of babies, he also just had a baby. Isaac has a question for everybody here. Isaac, who's not much younger than Scott, has a question for everybody.
I think we're the same age.
Okay. Well, y'all are a lot younger than me, so I'm just in fairy tale land. So here we go. What exciting things are you working on for this year? Debra, let's start with you.
Besides growing my business, is doing the print and sip. That's what I'm working on. Growing it and getting it going really good. So hopefully when COVID is over, we just be able to do it all the time. I will have a schedule and doing private parties and so on. So that's that's my baby.
How about you, Ben?
It's so funny. I'm sitting here laughing because I'm like, oh, if I'm a sales guy, then I'm talking about M&A and I'm talking about growth and some of these other things. And I'm just not a sales guy. And so the thing that I'm most excited about, and this is going to sound so boring, we are clarifying the roles and responsibilities of our entire organization. And we're doing that because we're following Gallup's hierarchy of employee engagement. And the number one is I know what's being asked of me at work. Number two is I have the tools to do it. And we're just taking that really seriously. And so we've gone through a project where we're taking every role, we're outlining what's it take to service a client, like down into the weeds. And we're saying, all right, who should be responsible for that? What resources do they need? What tools do they need? And so I know I should be a better sales guy, but really that's what I'm geeking out about for this year.
I actually think it's because I'm, kind of trying to do the same thing. I feel like you're probably doing it a lot better, but I think that I didn't think it was important at the beginning of having a business. And now I realize how much it's probably cost me over the past few years. I think that's exciting.
Yeah. Hey, if you want a template, I can definitely share with you exactly what we're doing. So
because it is so important. I feel like it's even more important in COVID world because we're asking people to also do this stuff without us around.
And we're doing this because that's how you hold people accountable and you monitor performance, right? If you don't know what they should be doing, then, prior to COVID, it was, well, at least they're in the office and they look busy. Right now, everybody's at home and you don't know, all right, are they looking busy or not? And so, I'm excited. I'm such a dork.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about that project.
Well, Benjamin, this is a business show, and I think the thing is everyone here is not. I hate saying this because it sounds braggadocious on all of us. Everyone here is popular, and new business comes naturally. Well, what's more important, new business or taking care of your associates? What's more important, new business or maintaining your current relationships? And I think sometimes we all lose focus that new business is not the goal. I mean, that's the icing on the cake. Maintaining your clients. Maintaining your people.
Yeah.
And then maintaining your clients is the hierarchy. And oftentimes companies have it backwards.
Yep.
And because of leaders like yourself, companies have the chance to get it right, and they can have a second life.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's old school line of business, right? Like, because you've been in sales forever. I've been in sales forever. New business has always been top down. But I agree with you, Scott, that you start down here, you don't have to get as much up here every month, right?
That's right. That's right.
They're bringing in more for you.
Yeah.
Less work.
Profitability.
Exactly. Well, I think that sounds very exciting. Quit calling yourself a dork. I like it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Because I often have to tell women on here not to apologize, and today I have to tell you not to call yourself a dork. Own it, Benjamin.
All right. Emerson,
what exciting things are you working on? And I see that you're commenting on your own show, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm following along.
Innovator.
I got tagged in it, so I put it up. Yeah, I mean, the podcast has been really cool, but the season's wrapping up. So I think that the next exciting thing I'm working on is actually with the loop. So obviously we can't really get everyone together still, abiding by all the guidelines and all that. And so we kind of scrapped our attendance requirement. And so to replace that requirement, what we came up with was a nonprofit or philanthropy requirement for the group. So essentially how that worked is we set out a survey to everyone in the group and basically polled them on, what they're involved in currently, and, what they'd like to get involved in. And so in order to be in the group, you have to be giving back to the community in some form. And so we partnered with 3 local nonprofits so that if anyone's not involved currently, we have these partners that have opportunities to give back as well. So we partnered with Newhouse Domestic Violence Shelter, run by Courtney, and Chris Stibbs is actually our philanthropy chair in the loop, kind of running this whole show with me. Outside of that, it's the Go Further Foundation, which is a new mental health nonprofit started by a couple younger guys that I've been kind of strategically advising. We're basically being mentors to recent college grads, helping them kind of get accustomed to, being an adult. And then finally, the last one's actually, I feel so bad I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's a inner city mentoring program where we're gonna, help some young kids with the resources they need to succeed at a young age. So it's really exciting, and I can't wait. We actually are just wrapping up that survey, and we're meeting tonight to kind of review it. But we had a great turnout. I can't wait to see how many nonprofits and how many organizations we're involved with as a group and giving back here. So that's my big goal.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want Emerson to be the next Bachelor.
You and my mom and my sister. There's no chance. I think that show is garbage.
I know that's not for this show. We'll talk about it offline. But I just right now was like, he would be great on camera for the Bachelor.
I didn't know if he was posing or if he was returning an email earlier. He was like this with his pen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's some good 5 o'clock shadow. What's he? Is he modeling right now?
Okay.
But speaking of modeling, Andrea.
Yeah, speaking of modeling.
What are some big things going on in your world and your business?
Well, actually, right now, what I'm really trying to focus on this year is to do more for women empowerment. And what I mean by that is, what I see right now too much in social media is that you use hair, you use makeup, you use things like that to cover other things, to cover other problems, and maybe insecurities and things like that. And that's not my focus. I know we can use makeup and if people learn how to put on their lipstick right, their eyeshadow or whatever, do their hair, it really empowers a woman in a way that a lot of men might not know. But my thing is, what I would like to do is that I don't want them to hide behind the makeup. I want to do a makeup class or a hair class or even being a motivational speaker, because there's a lot of interior work a woman has to do to shine from the inside out, not just from the outside, but from the inside out. And that's really what I want to focus on this year, making some special either courses or classes, one-on-one time, and it's teaching you little things, either skincare. There's a very important to know about skincare, makeup applications, styling tools, to styling products, to learning about your hair. There's a lot of things you can learn about yourself. And then, I mean, if you just have a nice little chat with somebody that's empowering you, that's going to encourage you, that's going to bring that out of you, and that for me, that's a plus.
So one of the things Andrea hasn't talked about a little bit on here, so I hope she's okay with me talking about this, but I'm sure she is. Andrea was where she's at now is incredible. She was a very young mother, and she literally has had 2 little ones very young and has worked her way up to figure out her passion and made her entire dream life, right? And so when she talks about this, it's really because of what I imagine what you came through. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So to start off, I was a teen mother. I became pregnant when I was 15. I'm 29 now. So I was 15 pregnant. Yes.
Oh, wait, you are 29.
She is 29.
Yes, I'm 29.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes. So I was 15 and pregnant. Then after that, I had my second child when I was 20. From there, I had a rough, I guess, relationships, you guys would say. They weren't the best. They weren't the healthiest. They were very, very, what I would say, toxic, and helped me learn how to be the woman and learn to be what woman I want to be today. And that's something that I would love to express and to share and to motivate women, because I will be honest, my thing is that a lot of people view me and they go, oh my God, she's gorgeous, but they don't understand everything that's behind me. They just think cute face and, you know, that maybe life might be easy, right? But it really isn't like that. So my thing is always showing that person that no matter where you at in life, no matter how you look like, no matter how you feel, anything you want can be accomplished as long as you really want it.
Right. She has a pretty amazing story. One day we're going to have to do something on your story with great Wi-Fi. We'll get you good Wi-Fi. And then you can
yes, please.
Real quick, Matt Moylan, have you heard of this trend? New Zealand men doing their makeup.
Oh my God. Well, for me, I mean, I really don't, there's trends every day. Every day there's going to be a new trend. So for me, for that, it's like, hey, let the trend be, let them have fun. And then next week we'll have a new trend.
All right, but should we practice on Emerson before The Bachelor?
Yeah, we can. Why not?
Awesome. Let's say we had a couple more people. Robin Levine wanted to make sure she said go Chiefs. I think she's looking for your video, Scott. And then watching on LinkedIn and Lenexa, Mickey Parker. Leslie Scott's going to connect with you. Emerson, she's got some volunteer opportunities. Cool. And you've taken care of the rest of your comments on here. Benjamin Janae would love to connect with you on that template.
Yeah.
Everybody can be connected with. We actually have tagged everybody on LinkedIn so you can connect with everybody. So, Scott, this is the part of the show where you get to ask your cheesy, you guys get to say 1 or 2 words tops because we're hitting up on time, but you get to ask your cheesy one-liner icebreaker question. Scott loves this part.
So please answer in the audience session. But if you were to invite Debra to a print and sip, and you had to have a t-shirt that described you as a person, this is kind of a tough one to put everyone on the spot, but let's try. Simplistically, what would that shirt say about you? What would others describe you as? What would your shirt say? So Debra, if you were to print a shirt, what would it say about you?
Dopeness.
Don't what?
It would say dopeness. DOPENESS.
I like that. You are pretty dope. I agree.
Benjamin.
Mine would say your why. My why is strategically coaching other people to maximize the impact of their why. That's what I'm really passionate about, is helping other people. And so that's what my shirt would say, your why.
And you wonder why he's a chief operating officer. You know, you just never know. So Emerson, What would your shirt say?
You know those shirts that say "I'm a stupid" and like a scenario? That's not what mine would say. I would say mine would say like "I'm with happy" with arrows pointing else, because I surround myself with some pretty awesome people.
Andrea, you missed a little bit but what would your shirt say if you got a shirt made from Debra that described you?
I'm awesome. That's it. Just I'm awesome.
How about you, Scott? What would yours say?
Chubby and approachable.
And now I know your birthday present. And mine would probably just say, I'm a lot. Get ready, I'm a lot.
Firework.
Awesome.
Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on today. We truly appreciate it. You can connect with everybody here on LinkedIn. Thank you so much to Bank of Blue Valley, our amazing and wonderful sponsor. Like Scott mentioned earlier, if you're looking for PPP or anything like that, they've got you covered. They're an amazing business doing some awesome stuff. Go sign up for Mentoring Monday. If you are a woman, go check that out. And we will see you next week, same time, same place. Thank you so much, everybody. Now we all
Thank
you.